Hi Cancer, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you a tarot reading for your next 48 hours. Thank you so much for joining me. Do keep in mind this is general, so just take what resonates and of course leave the rest behind. But do keep in mind as we proceed with the reading that this is meant to pertain to the following 48-hour period for you individually, starting around when you are guided or drawn to this video, not just following when I post it. And I do apologize in advance for any background noise, as it is a bit chaotic in energy here today where I'm recording, but I do feel inclined to get this out for you. I'm feeling guided to. Anyways, we're going to begin by pulling a few energies from the Energy Oracle card deck. Bear with me. And then we'll further speak upon your next 48 hours with the Gilded Tarot Royale. I feel like there's a need for courage for the future, not necessarily to an extent in the next 48 hours, but I feel like the next 48 hours entail certain levels of grounding and needing for a perspective when it comes to what lies ahead. Okay, let's see here. There's a reminder coming through that in the next 48 hours, speaking up won't do you the justice that you're looking to acquire at this time or to achieve. It'll just disturb things in a direction that wasn't meant to be. For my lovely Cancers for the next 48 hours. People will annoy you, okay? Do expect that, but people will also love you. For Cancer. Okay, bear with me. We have attachment. What are you feeling attached to, Cancer? That's going to take a highlight in the next 48 hours, but more what you felt attached to in the past and no longer feel attached to, knowing intuitively or just in general that there's a big switch up change on the horizon for you. But we also have Patience that flew onto the ground. Very purposeful. I do feel like in the midst of energy affecting you, energy disturbing things just a bit, and I feel like even timely accomplishments needing to get done. But time is on your side. Do remember that. I feel like you need to have patience with other energies, situations, what you're trying to accomplish, moving from one situation to the next. I feel like for some Cancers, a really busy schedule. But you are angelically, spiritually guided. I do feel like someone, if not multiple people, will be coming off cold. I'm hearing fake nature, okay? Fake nature. All right, I'm getting a vision of, they're showing me fake flowers, but I also feel like it's talking about people's fake way of being. You're easily seeing through people's BS or just their need for... their need to try to like overdo it, okay? There's no need to force it. You could be thinking about past financial constraints, okay? For some, it's in your present day situation, but I do feel like you're making money in the next 48 hours. Either way, you're thinking about money, being very much in touch with your masculine side, with the man holding a coin card, all right? Feeling quite attached to your money as well. You may have just exited or exiting a period where you felt the need to overspend or just treat oneself and or other people in your life, and now you're feeling this true need to push to save money, okay, for your future, for a big change potentially, but doing a lot of thinking, potentially overthinking in the next 48 hours. You are not the only one if that pertains to you. All right, people in your midst are doing a lot of overthinking. Let's do some shuffling, as I do feel like in the midst of your alone time could be, I feel like it's not a ton in the next 48 hours, or it could feel very split where half of the next 48 hours at certain points is spent with a lot of people or people in general, the other half is by oneself. Either way, within your alone time, your hermit mode, you're going to feel this inclination to think about what you emotionally want to go after, right? Or your emotions could be stripped from what you want to go after, but it will feel emotionally fulfilling, okay? What did you once go after that didn't work out, where you felt a bit emotional in regards to it, okay, in one way, shape, or form. It's this reflecting sort of, but not needing to take it to a level of overthinking that's taking place about past situations that didn't work out per se, or even ones that did, out of preparation for the future. They're saying more so the ones that didn't work out. Does that make sense? And I feel like it's to keep things in perspective. You may need to adjust your perspective. When something frustrates you, it's like a snap of Spirit's fingers trying to adjust your perspective as soon as possible, directly after that moment or within it, to say this isn't worth it. Okay, it isn't worth the frustration. It isn't worth you turning the wheels within your head until a level of frustration or even exceeding that, right? Keep it in perspective and recognize where you're at is temporary, okay? Where you're at, even if it's a drawn out temporary, obviously that time period is going to differ from case to case, from cancer to cancer. But I feel like the rants are doing you justice, even if you don't think so in the moment. I feel like some of which drawn to this reading are spoken through. When you get that push to adjust your perspective, do from Spirit, take it, okay? When you get that push from a boss figure to adjust your perspective, I would trust your intuition, okay? It's the next 48 hours where things are falling into place for you, okay? Things are feeling quite aligning, even if it's in the midst of certain frustrations and patience needed, that you just are recognizing that you're heading towards what's meant for you, okay, period, while your savings is taking quite an increase. I do feel like transformation is taking place. You are thinking about nature, wanting more sunlight, wanting more of what you're meant for rather than what feels just right in the moment. Does that make sense? Trusting your intuition, your instincts, your gut feeling will take a highlight in the next 48 hours, because I feel like they're part of why something or multiple somethings in the past didn't work out or fell flat or came to a chaotic tower moment. It's because you didn't fully trust your intuition, what you truly knew within. You just wanted it to work out, okay? But I feel like in a very sort of serious way, in the next 48 hours, you're recognizing that you do have a better idea of what's right for you. Or you could just simply be learning more about what is meant for you, okay? In one way, shape, or form. Whether you enter this 2-day period with any knowledge about that, in general. Just take a deep breath, as I feel like your world's changing, okay? And there's a focus on a leap of faith that you wish to take or are being pushed to take. But also there's this vibe, this reminder, you need to be having fun, okay? You need to enjoy yourself, because that's when people vibe with you the most. That's when your intuitive nature is heightened, okay? When you're overly serious, when you overthink, things become too, they're saying broken down, but things become too, they want to say materialistic, but I feel like they become too equation-esque, right? You feel as if things have to be so strategic that you don't just go with the flow and do what feels natural and do what you feel intuitively is right. There's a reminder to go with the flow, okay? To simplify all the meanwhile, as you may find it very easy to overcomplicate even other people around you. Trust. Keywording, trust. Now, why don't you trust yourself to make the right decision on a core level if you really were to look at it? It's due to the past, but we're getting past that, okay? We're moving forward is also a key message in the next 48 hours. I do feel like you could be stressed at certain points, but I do feel like you're accomplishing a lot and energy is affecting you once again. Now, there is part of you in the next 48 hours that feels quite guarded, right? A full body of armor feels needed, in a sense, to go after what you deserve or to protect from the energies around you, the disturbances. At one point you might feel like exploding, right? Just don't, okay? Out of just thinking about the past once again, when that's happened in the past, whether it was you or other people, it did not help the situation in the end. Things are going to change soon. Just keep that in mind, all right? But I do feel like there's some emotions that come to the surface in the next 48 hours. Even if it's just rare moments, There's something to learn. It's a reminder you need to heal before this new, fresh start that you truly are meant for, okay? Change is taking a focus in the next 48 hours. Take a deep breath and recognize that your ships are coming in, Cancer, all right? What's meant for you will always be for you, period. And I feel like there are certain reminders that there were protection in the form of a blessing in disguise, a tower moment, I feel like, or just an adjustment in one way, shape, or form. But again, there's definitely a need for patience and balance. But I feel like the emotions within you, the passion within you, all sort of intertwine together in the next 48 hours to help you in certain ways as well, to create, to develop, to impress, to move forward in your own individual way. People will see you as somebody who is quite temporary in their life, or just is eventually going to do what's right for them, period, okay? And I do feel like that is meant to be, okay? I feel like in the midst of you giving off those vibes and sorting through things and even being honest about not having it all figured out, or being honest about your imperfections at times, helps other people, okay? That in and of itself reminds you you're a true leader, you're a true inspiration, and there's no need to be perfect along your individual path to where you're meant to be, towards what you're meant to succeed at or achieve. There's going to be so much abundance in the next 48 hours, Cancer, okay? And let's remember, clarity, confirmations, that's abundance. But I feel like monetary, financial abundance, okay? And it's all out of the support, for the sake of your future, for, again, a big change that needs to happen. Recognize that things are going to improve for the better moving forward, whether it feels like it 24/7 or not, all right? Let the stress subside is what they're saying, and recognize that your confidence is key within this 2-day period and surrounding it. And, okay, people have your back, all right? And do understand that your future is bright, and the abundance will remind you of just that, okay? So let's finish this up and pull some charms for Cancer. Okay, we have a heart and a Hazma in reverse. Nice. The Hazma in reverse definitely talks about abundance, and we were just speaking upon that. But I do feel like in the midst of feeling quite guarded and a bit defensive, potentially, you're being loved. There's love coming towards you. I'm just being shown somebody hugging me, as I do have Cancer in my chart, but I feel like you're, to a certain extent, guarding your heart because of the past. Understandable is what they're saying. And I feel like a key in the future is on your mind, but getting a key to even more abundance in the next 48 hours, trust that, okay? Look at this beautiful butterfly. You are transforming, my friend, and don't be surprised if you see certain communications from spirit, and a lot of butterflies, I feel they need to say, left and right. They're saying now on your commute. This is like coming out in every one of these 48-hour readings, but I do feel like you're blossoming. Your world is blossoming and changing, and you need to be, again, having fun in the midst of it all. Wow. Yeah, I just feel like there is so much to embrace as far as abundance, keys, doors opening. Your ships are coming in, Cancer. This reading is meant to remind you what you're made out of. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. I do feel like, okay, we're going to actually shift these over, as I do feel like, again, you're blossoming on more than one level, but it could feel like more than one situation within your life is transforming before your very eyes, improving. And we have a little crown, all right? I'm going to put this right here. Do remember to keep your crown on, or to put it back on in the midst of things improving for you, changing for you, as I do feel like you're reminded once again, you're loved, okay? You are loved. So I hope this reading was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Go have yourself an amazing next 48 hours, and I will see you next time. Bye, Cancer.